You won't remember Miss Emily from
How do you
before.
not remember? I
Well, you
don't
know
either.
what? Hurricane Morgan just popped on at the end. She wasn't around. You were sick or
Oh,
something.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we are getting
Was
ready to go live. So,
was that when I went into septic shock?
yes, it was before that. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, you may have been in the middle of that. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yep,
And he,
getting ready to get started. Let me roll the credits real quick.
meanwhile, and I'm about to dip.
Okay.
But you better say hi.
I'll give you the hair tie right off of my wrist. I'll turn it up if you play Taylor Swift. I'll gas you up when you're acting unhinged. If you're done, if you're pissed, I'll help you burn down a bridge. I'm an always got time for my girls, girl. Wherever you are in the world, girl, I'll be right there when you call me up. If you need to cry or wanna get drunk, I'll be your number one hype girl. I got your back in a fight, girl. Round after round, I'm always down. There ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl. Yeah, there ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl. Hey. Woo! Round after round, I'm always down. There ain't no doubt I'm a girl's girl.
What's up? What's up? It's Tuesday night. We are here. We are the Hurricane Girls, the daughters of darkness, the sisters of rage, goddesses cursed upon mediocre men, nature's happy little accidents. What's up, everybody? It's October. This year is the longest year of my fucking life. I swear. And I'm here with my besties here tonight. Hurricane Morgan is here with me. Salty Hurricane, Salty Historian, Hurricane Mary, how are you doing?
I'm tearing apart a Swiss roll.
We're all just kind of getting off work and getting online here. So, and we are joined tonight by one of my favorite people. Uh, yes, one of my favorite people. I one of the few people, one of the few guests I've had that I've actually gotten to meet here and spend time with our very own Miss Emily. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm so good and I'm so honored to be sharing space with y'all tonight. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, I'm honored to be sharing space with that hat. You look amazing
Oh,
there.
girl, you know it's because my hair's dirty.
Why should men be the only one that get to pull that off, right?
I
Well, for
did
the
bring a boy. I apologize in advance. I have my pet bunny who's trying to chew the wire attached to my phone right now, but he's a bit of a menace, but he's had a lonely day alone, so I told him he could hang out.
to be to be
We have a
fair, I
hurricane
understand.
bunny.
He's a hurricane bunny, he really is.
Yeah. And I think we got a lot of great shows still to come in this year. We just celebrated our 50th episode last week, and this is episode number 51. We have I didn't think we'd get this far, but here we are again. We're to the point now where we're bringing people back again, and I love that. And I got a feeling there's a new album that we need to talk about tonight, and we'll get to that. Just to let you know, coming up this month, we will be talking to the Severed Hands. We will be talking to Mishi Rivera Acosta. Next week, Miss Andre. And tonight, we have with us Miss Emily. Now, it's just a couple of us tonight because a whole bunch of us decided to get sick tonight. And there's a lot going on. I've just barely scraped in off of work here, but I think right now we've got a pretty good we've got a pretty good conversation here because Mary is kind of hoping to make up for not seeing you here in Toledo last time, I think.
I'm trying to get back
Yeah,
there, Mary.
that would be amazing. Yeah, because it was circumstances that you ended up leading to happen that led to that happening and my not being able to come and see you. So I had been hoping to be able to meet you in person and thank you for getting my feet on the right path finally,
Oh
even though you didn't know
gosh.
you did it.
Oh gosh, you know what? Yeah, you're already giving me too much credit, but I'm happy to be a part of anybody's story because I know I have a lot of people a part of mine.
Well, let me fill in the blanks that Mary has not filled in yet. Does this all started with Hold Back the River, right?
Yeah. And then the things that you had spoken about on the show, like going back and looking, I went from, you know, bubbly, annoying Mary to somber, can't even make eye contact with the camera Mary, and I'm gonna start crying again because I'm thinking about it. But it was just that there were things that I hadn't actually noticed and understood until I listened to you telling your story. And now it's like, what the fuck have I been thinking? So it it's so fucking terrifying right now, but I think it's in the right way.
Hmm.
So it's on the precipice of great things. But I mean, because of that, all these other things have been set into motion. Like now I'm studying to be an ESL teacher, and I would have never done that. Just taking back my own power, which I never even realized I had given away. So we're supposed to be interviewing you, and now I'm pouring out my heart.
No, I'm absolutely so moved by this. And and it's so interesting, how you can have conversations essentially with perfect strangers, and not and go into a conversation and not understanding where you're going to be on the other side of the conversation. It kind of like something triggers something else and you're like, wait a second. I mean, it's all there just under the surface anyways, but sometimes it just takes the right conversation.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
and it was really, really intense for me too, because I consider myself to be an intelligent person. So why did I not know? You know, like I can recognize it everywhere else. What the fuck is wrong with me? But
Been there.
it's
Yeah, I've
the
been there.
classic,
I
it's
feel
the
you on that
classic
one.
story. Totally the classic story of it. And I'm like, fuck, I'm a statistic. But it's
Yeah.
everything comes together the way it was meant to be. And I met Sheila so that I could be invited onto the show as a guest, so that I could become a part of the show, so that I could meet you and finally get to where I'm supposed to be. So there will never be enough thank yous in the world. Despite that I'm terrified right now, there will never be enough thank yous in the world.
Sounds like you're on the right path if you're terrified.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
That all sounds
I'm
familiar.
totally outside of my comfort zone. So,
The middle
but it's a
part's
good thing.
always the bitch of it. Like the middle part when you're going through those changes in life is always horrifying, I think. Because you don't know, like you might be able to see a little pinprick of light at the end of that tunnel, but then you don't know what's on the other side, like how does this work? And
Mhm,
you're going from not having been aware that you were in that state
mhm.
to being aware and being awake and yet still not to where you want to be. So I can
Well,
understand your feeling there.
and yeah, it's totally like sometimes it feels like the universe is punishing me for going this way with it, because like lately just shit upon shit upon shit has been thrown at me. And I've felt like I'm just catching, I'm never throwing back. But then I was like, I really am an intelligent woman. Why am I being rocked back on my feet? I can do this. So mostly because I'm trying to teach myself how to be a lawyer. But
The
um
last word there, intelligent woman. You're a woman. Our
yeah.
our choices and our tasks are never easy.
Well, damn it, they should be.
Well, once
Something
we
should
The
be.
start
only
running the world and not these men,
historically, matriarchal societies are more successful, more happy. Everybody has what they need, and they're able to be more intelligent. So now we know why women aren't allowed to run things.
I mean, we're not good for the military industrial
Nope.
complex, I think.
Well,
But
that
since
depends, because I've told a story about a woman who would let men go and battle in front of her, and then they would be able to, whoever won got to choose from any virgin they wanted. And as soon as he made his choice, he was then strung up by his feet and castrated, and he became a servant. So don't do dumb shit, you know? I'm like,
I guess.
so it's,
Or if you want
Julia
a really
Tofana.
quick, if you want a really quick and easy bottom surgery, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm and just be like, I'm sorry, I was a bad boy.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's like women like that get called legend, and that's why I talk about them extra hard because legends are not written about insignificant people. She was real. You can't tell me she wasn't, because oral tradition is just as important as written. And please make me stop, Sheila.
Okay, so let's
This
talk
is
about
great.
music. Emily is here.
Yeah.
We have a new album, right?
I have a new album coming out November 7th. Now, when you and I booked this, I was supposed to have it out October 3rd. And
Okay.
then a bunch of crazy stuff happened. And the big thing was I joined forces with a label, which I have
Mhm.
never done. I've been completely independent my entire career. I've had options. I've had contracts offered. But here's the thing about music business contracts, 99.9% of them are terrible.
True. True.
So the one that I signed isn't, and you know, I went at it as like a woman in her mid 40s making a decision for not the rest of my life, though it is the rest of my life potentially, but more like what do I want to do the next 5 years, the next 10 years? You know, they had to alter some of the timing of the contract, like some of the length of the things in the contract, because I was like, they're used to developing artists, and I'm like, I'm 44 years old, like I won't sign anything 15 years from now. Like 60-year-old Emily, I'm not sure how she feels, so not gonna go making decisions for her.
Right. That makes sense. But
And they were super cool. They were super amazing. So I joined forces with the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest label for me, and it's so far it's been awesome. Yeah.
you've ramped up your social media presence, I've seen.
Oh, good.
Because I get fed a lot of Instagram and Facebook stories. TikTok is still lagging behind. I don't know, but I see reels, with you. And I did see that your new single, or at least a live version of it, is out on YouTube right now, right?
Yeah, that's actually my official video for the new single is a
Hmm?
live version of it.
S-
Videoed this summer. Yeah.
Stand together,
Which
band together, right?
correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we might take a look at that
Me
and
too.
see. Yeah, let's take a look at the video and we'll get to see what's about to, what the new album is going to be like. Um, this is Stand Together, Band Together, live by our guest, Miss Emily.
And I am forever grateful for my beautiful community, many of you out here being part of that. And so we're going to share this song and send it out to all of you. The song is called Stand Together, Band Together. You got it? We can get you to sing along at some point, too. Every child knows you can ease the work if you can share the load. It takes more than one hand to build this road. Stand together, band together, keeping this in mind. You can talk it up until you're out of time. It takes more than one man to start that climb. Stand together, band together. Every child knows you can learn to love if you can learn to hate. It takes more than one hand to move that weight. Stand together, band together, keep an open mind. You can talk it up until you're out of time. It takes more than one man to start that climb. Stand together, band together. You know and I know and they know and we know. Everybody here knows we got to get it together. This is the moment of changing. The children are watching and waiting. We got to show them together. We're stronger than ever. Every child knows you can ease the work and you can ease the pain. It takes more than one link to make that chain. Stand together, band together, power takes a side. We are equal souls in the eyes of time. It takes more than one star to light that sky. Stand together, band together. Oh. You know and I know and they know and we know. Everybody here knows we got to get it together. 'Cause this is the moment of change and the children are watching and waiting. We got to show them together. We're stronger than ever. Goes like this. Stay big. Stand together, band together. You got it. Stand big. Stand together, band together. Stand big. Stand together, band together. Yeah. Stand stand together, band together. Hey. We stand together. There's strength in lovers to help each other. Stand together, band together. We stand together. There's strength in lovers to help each other. Stand together, band together. Sing it. How you doing? We are with you. Stand big. Here we go. Stand together, band together.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's so rad. I love that so much. Stand
Thank
together,
you.
band together. Yeah, it's a message for the times, honestly.
That's why it was written for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do sound amazing live. I can testify to that for sure.
Thanks.
But with the full band, like one thing I noticed just about you, in the venue we were in on the rooftop, um, it really didn't matter whether you thought there were three people there or 300, or 10,000. You were still you were pr- you control the crowd, like just your presence. You play off the crowd, you control the crowd, and like they respond to you. Like we had at that show, we had so many people just sitting off to the side, just sitting there like, wow, who's this magician on stage?
It's
Like,
it's funny because like I really love what I do, and I get to play lots of different types of venues, but like that festival there is about 8,000 people.
mhm.
And but I still play house concerts, some places I'll go and I'll sell a lot of tickets, and some places I'll go and I'll sell not very many tickets. It's still very much, you know, pockets of places where I, can sell more tickets. But anyways, it's the energy is always there. Every show, I think one of the things that, the indoor times taught us was like
Mhm.
any show could be the last show. So, you might as well put your all into it. I also am forever grateful that I get to do what I do for a living. And, like Hurricane Mary talking earlier, it's, you never know what kind of impact you have. And, anytime you're sharing space with other people, especially people you don't know, because often I
Mhm.
don't necessarily know everybody in the audience. So it's an opportunity to be inspired by the people out there, which in turn, hopefully I can inspire. It's a circular thing. It's a cyclical thing. And I really think it takes all the pieces, but you just kind of never know where the energy may land at a certain show. And I don't know. I mean, that Toledo show that you were at, Sheila,
Mhm.
was a special show. It's one of my favorite shows this summer. I've already said to my
That's good.
agent, get me back in there. That was so fun.
They're already booking for this year. They've booked all the way up through May. So Paul Jamin.
I know I need
They'll
to
get
call
you in.
Jamin.
Yeah.
I do.
There's some good acts booked there. Like our library seems to have a pretty good budget for that kind of thing that it gives to our community once a month, except for the next two. And then it's good acts that probably people haven't seen before or they may not know about. Just a week or so ago, Mary and I were at that venue with Stone and Snow. We had dinner at the same place afterwards too.
Love it.
Yeah, it was a good time, and it's always a good time. And the people there at the library know me because they're like, "Wow, you know all the artists we're booking." I'm like, "Yeah," because I read your booking list, and I email them. So then that's how I found you. Which thankful because after that show we hung out and we must have talked for 3 or 4 hours.
I had to be at least 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was so great.
Well, I mean, you're not hard to talk to, I'll put it that way. And it was so the funniest thing to me that night was after the library when we got to the pub, you know, it has stairs that go up and there was this drunk guy coming down, took one look at Emily, and you still had on your stage get up there, legs all the way up to here. And the guy was just like, "Well, hello, man." And we were just like, "Yeah, hello, bye." It's yeah, men are gonna men. Just, but
Always.
but
Yeah,
the
I think though,
energy.
because you were full makeup, I was full makeup, so we're walking out of there. I don't think they see people looking like that very often.
No, 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 you had the boots on. I think I had boots on too. It was we were a sight,
Yeah,
I
I don't
think
think we
that
were
night.
not blending in.
Not at all,
No.
no. But
Funny.
I mean, the energy of the concert, though, the energy of the show, for me it was just joyful and soulful because there are some songs that are not necessarily happy tunes, but it's you you had everybody was singing Hold Back the River. I was trying not to because I was recording it, but I couldn't help it. But like, yeah, it's like everybody was singing along and everybody was there with your vibe. I had a friend with me that night who had never heard of you before, and they're leaving the show with the t-shirt and a CD and all of those things. And that's to me is the magic of live music. Um it's so soulless on
Yeah.
Spotify, which you're there. Though, yeah, everybody take a listen if you'd like to, but the best thing to do is to, just hop on the website, which is themissimile.com. Am I right or
Yes.
wrong?
Yeah.
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 And buy merch and buy albums. But there Spotify, Apple Music, that's all great if you want to just like get recommended a bunch of bands that may or may not be any good, but live music and just going out to live music, I think is the experience that I like having. Like even if I hadn't known you, I would have loved that concert.
It's, it's nice to hear you say that. I think one of the things, like one of the questions I get asked a lot, I've been doing a lot of interviews because of the new record coming out, and
Mhm.
everybody seems to want to know my thoughts on AI. So like
Mhm.
AI and music. And I'm like, well, I don't want to sound ignorant because I just haven't spent a lot of time um, on learning about what's going on there. One of the reasons is because my main income, like 99% of my income, is live performance.
Mhm.
So unless they can find a way to recreate me in the flesh, you know, to put on a
Right.
show, I'm not sure it's something that particularly concerns me, I would say. I try and have a good attitude about everything I can. So like maybe there's an opportunity there. Like I actually had someone interview me last week, and he's actually written a book about it. Um, and he was really positive about AI, which normally people who are real music buffs aren't. And he really was. He's like, I just see this as being potentially a great tool for artists and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, sounds great. And the people who say it's terrible, I say, sounds great. Because I just
Mhm.
really have decided not to have a full opinion. I don't have a full opinion on anything I don't know everything about. So like keep in mind that's most the
Well, I
stuff,
mean,
most of the topics out there are
AI still has to
generally,
be prompted by you, at least for now,
for now, yeah.
and
Yeah. Live music, I'm just not, it's not something I'm worried about as it stands.
no, because as far as any of us know, these AI, like I've heard some AI novelty songs, around. They make the rounds on TikTok because usually they're filthy, and usually they're saying things that most singers wouldn't say, and
Oh no.
and put to a pop country beat or something like that, and they're like people are like some of them are earworms, but you're never going to be able to see that artist perform. You're never going to be able to go out, sit down in a coffee house, club, house, concert, stadium, arena, whatever, and listen to that artist perform their music. You're never going to connect with them like that, I don't think. Um, and if it gets to the point where we are able to connect like that, then I think they've gained sentience and they're another form of life. So, I mean, you know,
I
maybe
it's
I don't know.
yeah, no, I just still, I still think of the live aspect as, fairly sacred. It's just, I think it's the untouchable way to to
Hmm.
enjoy music. I love listening to music in my car and stuff like that. And I have a Spotify account I listen to music on, but
Hmm.
that's, to me, is that's where you can support the art and the artist the most, is live. And to me it's just, it energizes me more than just listening
Right.
does.
Well, it's that going back to what you were talking about with the, 2020 and being outside of the house,
Mhm.
like it's the idea of, putting on pants or shorts or something and fixing your makeup and then, going out and seeing someone who's poured their heart and soul into what they're going to put on the stage and hopefully leave it all there for you in an amazing show. And then, meet and greets afterwards, stuff like that. You cannot get that from a digital interface. That's not a thing. But I mean, it would be wonderful if you could sell lots and lots of albums, I think.
Oh, it'd
But
be great. I mean, I think this
yeah.
is one of the things that's been great about having this licensing deal for this new record. It's what I'm sharing with them is not my live show as it stands. We might change that, but like it's not a 360 deal, which is generally the deals that artists sign these days. It's
Mhm.
nothing like that. It's, they put money behind the album that is being promoted, and they receive a portion of money back when money comes in from it. And
Right.
that's just sharing. To me, that's just sharing. That's just sharing with someone who's bringing their album to a level I couldn't possibly bring it to on my own, because it requires more manpower. I mean, even if I had the knowledge and all the skills there's not enough hours in the day for one person to do all the things you have to do. I mean, we have 4 publicists in different parts of the world working this record. One in the
I'm
US, one in the UK, one in Germany, and one in the Netherlands, if you can believe it. But they're all strong blues scenes, and it's like, I wouldn't know that. Like, the label knows that. They have the data. They do that research. It's fascinating stuff. Fascinating because it used to be something that stressed me out, and now that I'm not 100% solely responsible for it, it doesn't stress me out. It makes me excited and makes me fascinated.
No, I get that, and it's a lot to do for one woman, when you're the engine, wheels, and starter for all of your own music. The
Mhm.
getting it promoted and out there, like, you can have a banging single, but if nobody's prompted to hear it, it's a tree falling in the woods at that
That's
point.
exactly it. That's
So.
exactly it.
And, I mean, and putting it out on Spotify is not going to get it discovered all the time, unless it's just some sort of viral hit.
No,
Um,
there's so much content on Spotify. Like, everybody and their dog is making music now, no problem. But they're also putting it on Spotify, which means the level of just random music that's out there, some of it thoughtful, some of it not thoughtful, is
right.
just, it's so there's so much content. It's really hard to see the forest through the trees. Like, there's really so much. So um to have people who know how to work the playlist thing, and I've already got some stuff stacked against me because my genre is essentially soul blues Americana, so it's very much it's not a super popular genre, gaining in some ways, and it ebbs and flows, but like, it's not pop, and it's not, I as a blues artist, TikTok is actually not a super beneficial
No.
social platform for me.
Well, if you ever decide to go to pop punk, you
Yes.
can do it there, because there's a lot of that there, and a lot of our friends that we met through this show, I've met that way. It's done through, like, I've been swiping through, doom scrolling at night, and I hear a 15-second hook off of a great song, then suddenly I have a pop punk band from Wisconsin or Chicago or California or someplace that they're my new friends now. So, you
I love
know
that.
the but just being, like, yeah, I don't think TikTok and the ADHD crowd is going to be the main consumers of blues music, because you have to put time into that.
Yes. Yeah, I know. And you were like, I don't see much on my TikTok. I'm like, oh no, you don't. I
No.
had like a 24-year-old friend who was also my intern for a month last year, and she like got it set up, and she's like, come on, we can do this. We can do this. And I was like, I wish I just, if I could make more hours in the day, like, it just took me 3 different sittings to watch one movie in the last 2 weeks. Like, I feel like I work so much, and I
Mhm.
love it. I'm not complaining. I don't know, when I think about things I want to add to my schedule, it's like a walk in the woods, not TikTok. You know what
Right, right.
I mean? So
Perhaps a TikTok made while walking in the woods. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. Again, another
Uh,
skill. But I would love to learn how to do all those cool videos that people make. I mean, that stuff is great, and my content could definitely improve. My
um,
content is like, thank goodness they have closed captionings attached to Instagram now. But like, I just set up a phone and I start talking,
one
like,
of my
try
daughters
and look
who's third
decent.
one of my daughters who's 13 years old, and also our art director for this show. She designed this logo here. But,
Love.
like, she does things with TikTok and with CapCut and with all of those things that I'm just like, I literally went to school to do less than that. Like I literally took production courses that wouldn't have approached what you did in 15 minutes on
Wow.
TikTok. She knows and she animates it and does all this stuff. I'm like, my version of animating when I was in school, this is not, I promise this is not us sitting around acting like old Gen Xers, but was to draw pictures on like a little notebook pad and then do the quick flip through them, like the flip books. That was our animation back then.
Wow.
They just do it. They just get there and then boom, they have it. My
It
Incredible.
must be like
daughters,
that when it must be
huh?
like that when you're a grandma. I said it must be like that when you're a grandma.
Listen, you're older than me,
Doesn't
ma'am.
matter, I'm not a grandma. I'm not a grandma. I will always have that.
Yeah, but no, it's funny because they create all this stuff and then like my daughter, like I was doing animation for the opening of the show and my daughter's like, "Mom, you shouldn't use AI. That's bad." And I'm like, listen, I don't have a Steadicam and editing suite, and I don't have a fucking drone to do all these shots, nor do I have the money for CGI. I'm gonna use AI for this short little 30-second intro to our show. But she's like, no, don't use AI. That's bad. So
So
I
there's
don't
an
know.
ethics code with it now? I don't even see. I don't understand
I
any of
did,
this.
well, the younger generation apparently has like especially those who do arts and animations within their community, they're like no AI allowed.
Wow.
No, like no AI generated imagery, none of that. Because people, I mean, people are going to be people. They will just scratch off a quick AI picture and pass it off as something they came up with. But yeah, she was pretty forceful about this. She's like, "No, mom, no AI," and I'm like, "Okay, all right, as far as you know." Uh,
Yeah, it must be. I think about all how so many, businesses have changed for sure over the last, say, 20 years even. And, how many people, not necessarily myself included, but like went to college or university and then now almost all of what they learned is like obsolete. Like I can't even imagine. But that's when I was in grade 9, the guidance counselor was like, Emily, you have to take computers. Everybody takes computers. It's the way of the future. What a waste of time that would have been. Like,
mm,
I think I took one course, barely made it through it. It was like coding. Like obviously none of that shit would not be relevant at all in this day and age. I did learn how to type in grade 8. We did a typing course in grade 8.
mm,
Almina, it was called. One of the most useful skills I have is I can type so fast. It's great with a
right.
proper keyboard.
Yeah.
That's
That one
awesome.
has served me all the way up until today. I've been using my typing skills and like I used to be before I started getting arthritis in my hands. I used to be the fastest typist of anybody that I knew. And like,
Wow.
because I would literally sit there for hours at a time back in the 90s and sit there and chat with my friends on AOL Instant Messenger. So I got used to dashing
Yeah.
off a quick message. Now everything's with my thumbs and I don't know what the fuck to do.
Oh, because of the phone thing.
Mm,
Yeah, no, that's bad news. That's my arthritis. And I don't think it's set in yet, but definitely inflammation.
is
Ooh, come here. I have
Mary,
to show you
I don't
guys
like
this.
the way you're looking at me right now because you're gonna say something about how old I am. I
No,
said,
no, I'm just no, I was just like with the arthritis and developing things like that. Like the guy that I go to for my hair, and I guess this is a thing. Like kids wear headphones so much now that they're like developing indents in their skulls from the headphones sitting there for so much. So it's becoming a literal part of them. It's like missshaping their skulls. And I'm like, but
Whoa.
what are you actually, is it worth it? Are you actually listening to good music like Miss Emily?
Oh, I
That's generous,
See what I
thanks.
did there? But no, it was when he told me that, I was like, oh, you mean in their hair? And he's like, no, it's literally in in their skull is changing shape. And I'm just like, I couldn't have anything on my head like that. So, but yeah,
Hermione's
I
definitely
used to
gonna
do
have
that
that.
too. That's how I learned to type was chat rooms back then. And
Oh
ICQ.
wow.
Please tell me you remember ICQ.
Of course. That
Yes.
was first year
Nobody, okay.
university.
Nobody
Yeah,
ever remembers
ICQ.
it when I say it.
I wish I
But
could make that
I do
noise
like,
at oh.
oh my God, it was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I do
I
135
didn't
words
have
a
a
minute because of
computer
it.
first year university, and that's when it was all the rage. So I missed ICQ like altogether. But I know what you're talking about.
So young.
Do you
You're so
remember on
young.
AOL Instant Messenger when you would hear that door open and you're like, "Oh, my
Oh my
friends
God.
are online. Oh my God." Because you had to wait for them to log in because you had to wait for the little the little dial up and
Yeah.
everything.
You all are
And
fancy that you had a computer.
I
I didn't.
freshman year of college, I was able to have access to one. I did not have one
Oh, okay.
in my family's home until I graduated from college. But that and the chat room experience was what led to all of this. Because when I was on, this is the 90s. We didn't have pictures. We barely had any. You could make a hamburger while you were waiting on a web page to load, and
And
like
eat it.
I had to choose. They're like, "What is your screen name?" And I'm like, because that was the point where I realized I can choose to put my name there, or I can choose to put a fem name there.
I love
And
that, of course.
I can actually I can live out my identity online and nobody's going to be any the wiser. And it was so great because for 4 years, everybody treated me like a woman online because they had no idea.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
The 90s were good for
That's
something.
Yeah, then
That's
no, that's
it.
great. I should have brought my 90s. I almost grabbed my 90s mug and I decided this my world's okayest mom was bigger.
I literally thought that said the world's gayest mom. In which case, in,
I love
in
it.
which case I would have been like, I don't know, I didn't get that vibe off of you.
No.
Oh,
That's so funny. No, I have a mug that says the 90s, so many memories, absolutely no photos or something.
right, right. Because our photos were in those little instant cameras that
Crazy.
you were very, very lucky if those instant cameras actually if a quarter of those pictures turned out okay, you were lucky. Or the little long ones with the little flash on the end of it,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
yeah. Or even better, the Polaroids. So
And then
you're
how
sitting
many
there
people
snapping.
had like a boyfriend and they left their stuff there and then they never saw any of those photos again anyways. Like I feel like it's gotta be 50% of it people I know.
Right.
Myself included, I'm like, I don't know. I have photos. I have no idea where they'd be. I've moved a few times and they were not here, so somebody took them.
Even worse when you break up with somebody and you've left them with a camera of your spicy photos. Like who was taking those cameras to the photo mat and having the guy at the photo mat look at you like, listen, I know what the fuck you did.
Yeah, I didn't do any of those
No,
until the cell phone days, and like well into the cell phone days.
right. No, I'm still dating, so I get requests, and I'm always like, baby, the internet's forever, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be, and that's longer than I'm probably gonna be with you. So I'm not I'm not gonna send you any spicy pics.
I think it's probably a pretty good. I mean, having said that, I have an ex-husband who for sure has stuff, and he's not the kindest individual. I'm like, where's that stuff now?
Well,
I guess I
imagine
better
me
just
in
hope it's
20
gone.
years being elected prime minister of some place, because it wouldn't be
Hell
America.
yeah.
But And then suddenly somebody's like, we have digital pictures from 2002 of you like
Like, how
mm,
was my hair? Was my hair good?
right. I'm like, no, show me because I probably looked pretty good back then. Like, oh God,
Was it my blonde phase?
you're blonde.
So
You
good.
Was
have
it my
so
blonde
many
phase?
different colors in your history there. If you ever go and look at Mary's Facebook page, like there is a distinct escalation in hairstyles with
Yeah, I
different
met
Love that.
Kyle.
colors and lengths.
Yeah, there was a time that I would go, Kyle still cuts my hair, but I would go in and say, just do what you want. I'm good with it. And like I had cotton candy colored hair. I had one that he called mermaid, that it was shades of green and blue and pink and it just shimmered. It was so pretty. But now
Ah.
and then I was like, I never wear my hair down anyway. Can you just not? So I've had it short ever since and I will never go back.
Oh, it looks great too.
I've gone through
It's kind of
pinks,
butch.
purples, reds, brunettes, just every little bit is something. But yeah, it's funny because my photos are so varied. But if I look through your photos on the Facebook, it's all selfies, and it's just like you can look at a full page of
Oh, for
various
me?
Mary. Yes,
Oh, yeah, because nobody takes my photo, so I have to do it.
That's
I'm
right.
always the
hey,
one taking the photos. Like if you
go
see
girl
photos
go.
of me and my kids, if it's me and my kids, it's generally a selfie.
Yeah,
That's the only
and
way I'm
there's
going to get the
usually a face
photos.
like or something
Because my
like
kids
that.
think they're funny.
Yeah.
They're 15 and 16, so I'm never going to get a
Let's
serious
be
thing.
real, honey. Your face was making that expression.
Well, I'm like, okay, if we do a funny one, will you give me a serious one? And with Kieran, I have to say things like boob sweat to get a smile.
That's great.
Come up with the raunchiest thing you can, and I might get a smile.
Yeah, boob sweat's
Aw.
funny. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, or
My
Jenna Ortega.
my daughter just went through a breakup this past week.
Oh
They were together
Oh,
no.
4 years.
oh my
And
gosh.
Wow.
I know, yeah. And they were living together and she's like, and he's like my other kid, he's been around for a long time. So anyways, tough on everybody, but all of a sudden a few days ago, I opened up Instagram and there it is. It's my daughter out with her friends in Ottawa, like a couple hours away in the city, done up, like looking super fine. And I sent it to everybody I know. I was like, Piper is single, and this is what we can enjoy and vicariously live through for the next chunk of time. Enjoy.
I
I
love
love
that.
that.
Yeah. And I told her I did that
Hilarious.
too. I was like, because, she's always been kind of like, we're very much real life Gilmore girls. And she's very
Hmm.
Rory Gilmore. And, at some point in time, it's like, child, break out of that shell. She's 6 feet tall and she's just a stunner. And I'm like, you're never going to blend in. So I'm sorry. But you either
You're
decide you're going to like use it and have fun with it, or it's going to be really hard to hide your whole
she's
life.
right there at the same height as you then.
She's taller than me. I'm 5'9". Well, and I wear heels all the
Well,
time, but
that's true because you were wearing those killer ass boots. Yeah.
heels, yeah.
I was
Yeah, so
telling
I
the
guess
girls, I was like, it was nice to get a hug from someone who I don't have to like reach down, Mary. Um,
No, you just stood up straight and let me deal with it. Because I'm
right.
at that height.
This is the last time Mary was here a couple of days ago, she was just like uppies.
Up on my tippy toes.
Uh-huh.
I'm 5'5". I'm average. I'm not a munchkin.
Don't you just like
no, I've
you like the
always been
motorboat.
Amazonian. I've always been Amazonian, never had a petite day in my life. But of course, when you're not petite, you always want to be like Marion, the petite person. It's
Right,
like
And
right.
I want to be
classic.
tall. Like
Exactly.
my son is 6'3" and he's 16. So like can you clean the ceiling fan? And he'll just reach up like this, yeah, mom. And
Yeah.
like he's in marching band and they have their plume and he was trying to go through a door. And if it was this much higher, he wouldn't have made it.
Oh
So
my
it's
gosh.
so he's 16 and he's 6'3", and then my 15-year-old, who's only 11 months younger, is 5'4".
11 months.
Yeah, they're only
Mary.
11 and a half months apart. Yeah, well, my youngest was a preemie. He was 9.5 weeks early.
Wow. Even so.
I know they would have been
Holy.
14 months apart, but yeah, it was unintentional. If Night at the Museum 2 had been any good, my second child would not exist.
If what? If what had been what?
If Night at the Museum 2 had been any good, my second child wouldn't exist. So Ben Stiller owes me some money.
That is amazing.
That's
Can we make him
incredible.
a t-shirt? That is the best.
Yes. Yes. Somebody get on
Night at the
Redbubble
Museum,
right now
if
This
Night at
and
the
is
make
like
Museum 2
this
had been any
shirt.
good, I wouldn't exist. My mom and dad saw this movie,
that's
and guess what?
does he know that
Oh,
story?
he probably does, but I think he probably blocks it too.
Oh yeah. At some point he might appreciate it because I when I told Piper that I went into labor at a bar gig, she was like mortified, and now she thinks it's kind of cool.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh. No, like
No, no, I'm like, we have to
Night
go
at the
to the bar
Museum
and have a
2.
drink together. Pardon?
Night at the Museum 2. I'm never gonna look at that film the same way again.
Mary, that's so funny. So good.
And then he was nothing but that pregnancy was so scary. Like with my first one, it was idyllic. I pushed 4 times. I was in labor for 8 hours and I pushed 4 times. I was like, yes, I can do this again. Like literally, the doctor stood there like this. Just let your body do what it's going to do. And I'm like, are you going to catch him? So, but then
See,
with my youngest one, I had complete placenta previa and I was anemic by the end of it because I bled 9 times. I was taken out, put on bed rest at 19 weeks. I was put into the hospital for 6.5 weeks to try to stay pregnant. I went into labor 3 times. We had planned to get to 36 weeks and then we bumped that back to 32 weeks. And the day after we said 32 weeks, I went into labor and they couldn't make it stop. So he was
Wow.
born 30 weeks, 3 days. He weighed 3 pounds, 3 ounces and was 16 1/4 inches long.
gee,
Oh,
thanks, Ben Stiller.
Yeah. He was, yeah, right. But
oh,
he was so tiny. Like we weren't even allowed to pick him up at first, but because I was in the hospital, we did 2 rounds of steroids. So like he only had a week of breathing help. This kid is amazing. He's a miracle. Like
wow.
just
Sounds
sorry,
like
this
it.
is not about me. Stop
No,
it.
but
This is not
that's
about
like
me.
no. This is the talk that women should have because is when you
Hmm.
hear people's stories like this, you realize how connected we really all are. It's
Yeah.
it's it's so true, you know. And
It
anybody
was
who's, you know, I have so many friends who aren't parents, and I don't think you have to be a parent in order to like live a fulfilling life. I don't believe that for a second.
Mhm.
However, for all of us who are parents,
Mhm.
it's a great topic, and I think I think it does a lot actually for us to talk about these stories.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
feel
I'm
like I bore people. I talk about him a lot just because I went from the perfect pregnancy to a scary pregnancy because I remember being in the hospital and like I was on bed rest mostly, but I could shower, I could go to the bathroom, and I went to go to the bathroom and I felt a gush and I thought that I was going into labor. And when I looked, that the toilet filled with blood.
oh,
That
And
happened to
I pulled the cord and like 4 nurses came running. They're like, okay, you're done. You're not getting out of bed again. And then I couldn't pee because I couldn't pee in front of people. So, but
listen.
it was, it was bad. It was so scary. 9 times, I bled 9 times and
me.
I was anemic by the time I was done. So, but he's worth it. He's absolutely
Yeah.
worth it. And
Wow.
now you look
Your
at him and
All
body. So medical science is amazing. Really.
all
yeah,
6 of
yeah.
my pregnancies were perfect, and you know why?
Yeah,
Because I
you
didn't have to
jerk.
fucking do it.
It's fine. You're a grandma. Grandma,
I let somebody else do all the pushing and carrying
grandma,
and stuff.
grandma,
That's
grandma,
how it was.
Grandma's
Like,
grandma.
see, being a grandma is even better because then you definitely don't have to do it, and you also don't have to clean up after. Like,
Yeah,
like
but it sounds so much older.
you can go to the hospital and say, "Congratulations, baby. Now go take care of that kid, and
it's
let
so
me come
funny.
visit on weekends."
I have so many friends who are grandmothers now, and like one of them, she went through a pretty significant divorce, and she was married for 30 years and has adult children now. And you know, one of her kids that lives down in the southern United States. She has a place in Canada, but she travels a lot, and she has a place down there. And her son was like, "Why don't you just come down here and you can take care of the boys and la, la, la. And she looked at me like, he thinks that's what I want to do with my life. Like, she's like a super, super foxy woman in her early 60s who's like, she was a devoted wife and mother and raised children and literally was still devoted to her adult children until very recently when people like me were like, cut the fucking cord, like you're done. And so she is like living such an amazing, exciting, adventurous life. And she took up drumming and like she's such a badass. She's amazing. But then she said to me, she's like, can you believe he wants me to just like move down there and just be a grandma 100% of the time, like with the kids and stuff. She's like, I love them,
Totally.
but no, absolutely no.
See, if I had a fulfilling career like you do, doing the thing that I love to do, that would be my answer too. But then if my either one of my daughters who have offspring were to say, "Hey, do you want to come here and be full-time grandma?" I'd be like, "Hmm, help raise your kid or do people's taxes." I'll
Mm.
be there. I'll be there tomorrow. Like, no, I would run for it. Like, I might
Well,
find a work from home job, but yeah.
I mean, I guess it's really to each his own, but
Mhm.
I think for her it's like she's just in this totally new time of life and she spent a lot of years just kind of sheltered in her own little tiny existence. That wasn't even like her existence. She was like a victim of her existence to a certain extent. I'm sure there's lots of great stuff in there, but she was married to a narcissist and he's out of the picture now and she can finally like have some freedom. So
What's it
I
like
applaud
being
her.
married to a narcissist? I
I
don't.
have no idea. None at all.
That's terrible.
I don't know. What is that like? I have no idea.
Yeah. You know why? Why is it that we all have stories? You know?
I know
You
what you
Like,
mean,
know,
Sheila.
it's funny. I think about this because she went through her divorce right before mine, and she did all the research and all this therapy and blah blah blah. I did some therapy. I did no research. Instead, she just gave me the Coles notes of it, and I was like, okay, check, check, check that box. Doesn't check that box, but checks that box, that box. I was like, all right, well then we can just sum this up. Helps me with some of my treatment moving forward, and then we're done here. Like,
no, and then
you know.
you recognize it, you write a song about it. She she recognizes it, and we're all just going through the shit, it
Yeah.
seems like. And I love the fact, and pardon me, I'm crunching popcorn because I didn't have dinner before this, but like, it's such a common story. I think, and everybody's like, no, narcissism is overdiagnosed. I'm like, no, just more men are not getting diagnosed, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know one single woman, including myself, who doesn't have a story of some sort of abuse at the hands of a man, or
Though, when I
narcissist
think
or
about it,
otherwise.
and I think about it a lot because music has always been so integral to my life. Like if never mind, we're not going there, but music is my soul. And like even the dragon on my back is the body is in the shape of a treble clef. But if you look at the songs that we grew up with, you know, Kiss Me, Stay, Lisa Loeb. We
Mm.
had, and even going back to what my mom would play for me from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, It's My Party, I'll Cry If I Want to, because Johnny went and made out with some girl. Fine, let him have her. Fuck that. But
Mm.
we've been through even our music, we're told that our goal is to find a guy and be in a relationship and be a couple. And he can be a dick, and we just have to beg him to love us a little more.
Right. Well, even all the men's songs, I'm like, I'm sorry, Mr. Astley, but you
Mhm.
are gonna give me up. You are gonna let me down. You've already let
Yes.
me down.
Yes.
And
But then,
I'm sorry.
but then
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, but then we're told that's a good thing. When a boy hits
Right.
you, oh, he likes you. That means he has a crush on you. And if he's rude to you, oh, that just means you have to try harder. And if you say no, it really means yes. That's the
Ugh.
messages that we send to little girls and little boys. And I
Mm.
am so fucking tired of like, oh, well, you have to make exceptions for him because girls mature faster. Okay, then why don't we talk to little boys and say you should look up to her because she matured faster? Follow her example, not
That's a really good
beat her
point.
down. You know, don't beat her down. Look up to her. And then if we did that, we would end up not in the situation that we're currently in.
Well, our generation grew up hearing that, oh, she's just 15 years old. Leave her alone, they said.
Yes.
You
Oh
know,
my
like she's
God.
only 17 or some shit like that. And we were all ready to go come high school. And the older men were so like it's a whole joke in our high school that all the freshman girls were dating college dudes, you know, like freshmen in high school dating college age men, or at the very least the seniors, because the seniors have been there long enough. Now they get the pick of the new class, you know.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And
We
they're
grew up
young
in a
women,
fucked
not
up
girls.
time, and
Yeah. They're young women, not girls.
we're trying really hard to get back to those times, apparently.
I know. Oh,
I saw
it's
this absolutely horrifying comment on a Epstein video today. It was, oh my God. I'm so happy for you, Emily, that you don't have to put up with this shit. But Donald Trump has a TikTok now.
oh God.
And he posted his first video was like, "Hey, I saved TikTok. You owe me." And I was like, "Is this AI?" But no, it had the blue check mark and everything. And everybody, people were talking about show the Epstein files right now. And then there's this one guy that commented and was like, hell, I wish I was on Epstein Island. Wouldn't it be amazing to be in a place where the girls can't say no? And I'm like, these are things men feel free to say aloud
Yeah.
in public on something that's recorded and potentially there for the rest of time.
Not potentially,
And
it will be.
that's where we are. Oh, well, now I screenshotted that bitch. You kidding me? Takes me
Yeah,
five minutes to find out who that is.
but we lay blame then where it doesn't belong because you pay no mind to the man behind the curtain so that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. If you put somebody out front who becomes the scapegoat and like it's the shit, here we go. These are the things I've been reading about lately because my content is about history and I have a feeling my account will end up going away the more because I don't hose the truth. I tell the whole truth. I don't redact it like they're making the Smithsonian do. And like I had learned, and I don't know how I forgot, but like we hear about the Holocaust, and the Holocaust is about the Jews, but that started in the 1970s. It was set up that way to only include the Jews. We don't hear so much about the 35 million other people who were murdered by Nazis. So it was fully like 3% of the population of the world was murdered by Nazis. And we are headed the fuck back there right now. And it is so infuriating to sit here and be like, yep, the public executions are going to start soon. And people laugh at me. We are not scared enough. We think it's funny. Like with the ICE, and they're saying ICE is just, picking up trash. And I was saying this to you, Sheila, we had been kind of laughing about it. And we make jokes about ICE being in the cities picking up trash, but that's by design because then you're aware of their presence, but they become part of the fixtures. And then you don't see them until it's too late. They're already there. They're
Normalization.
So,
going to, and yeah, you stop noticing them and then it's too
Mhm.
late.
so
So we're there.
basically, what we're saying, Emily, is what are the real estate prices like in Kingston?
Yes, yes. I'm seeing lots of
Because,
pathways to get to Canada lately.
Well, it's
That's
interesting because some refer to us as America Junior.
mm,
And yeah,
sorry.
oh my gosh, yeah. And like we have a province like we call Alberta the Florida. Like
Oh
there's
mhm,
Lord.
some,
yeah.
we we've got, and has nothing to do with weather. I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I guess to each their own, but I think we have our own set of problems, and I can't say that there's not some that are a reflection of what's happening where you folks are. And of course, I own a home in New Jersey. I'm married to an American, and I work in the States. I absolutely love your country. I love your country. I do. I think it has some very major flaws, but I'm also going to say so yeah, so does mine. So does mine. Now, I love the fact that I have freedoms that to me are should be absolutely a given, and of course the fact that so many freedoms have been either never given or taken away for so many chunks of the population in the United States right now is sad, and it affects the rest of the world. I don't know if the world's caught on to that yet, but I will tell you, we get a lot of our news is essentially what's going on with you folks down there.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it really is. And we fixated almost like it's almost in a voyeur way. It's so I don't think we're processing the information in a useful way. Do you know what I'm saying? Which concerns me
Mhm.
because
Yeah, it's a
that means
joke.
we're normalizing it. That becomes our entertainment. That's not cool.
Yeah,
That's not
Right.
cool. These are
It
exactly.
human
becomes something
beings.
you
Oh
do.
yeah.
It's something you do. You get together with your friends, go out to do a little marchy march and hold your sign up, and then go, you know, hit a spliff and get drunk together. That's protest culture here in America. It's just like, yeah, we did something. We were really loud for like half an hour, and then we went and just hung out. But yeah, it's like we were visiting with your friend Ava Val here last week, was on the show. They're finally she's finally able to get to tour in the US. As it
No
took
way.
Yeah, she's about to get ready to start. As she said, she'll arrive in New York about the same time as the National Guard. Um,
Holy wow, she's
yeah,
so brave.
yeah,
She
uh,
is so brave. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you told me. Like we connected just on Instagram not long before I was on your show the first
mhm,
time and just sent a few messages. That's really as much as I know of her, but she
mhm,
and we've also played some of the same venues. I mean, we do different things, but you know, theaters or theater circuit is theater circuit, but she I'm actually shocked to hear that because, of course, since we last talked, there's countless musicians in Canada who have pulled the plug on their US tours.
mhm.
They're just not coming down to the US. And I will not only will I never do that, but like I feel like it's my duty in my own little tiny way that I can to unite human beings who
Mhm.
love music and community because that's what happens at live music concerts in the
Yeah.
way that I get to present them. This is not a Leonard Skinner concert. This is very much peace, love, and happiness and
Mhm.
community spirit, and that all the more reason for me to feel like I have a duty.
It's funny you would say Ava Val is so brave because that's actually the name of her first stand-up special. That's it's Ava Val so brave on YouTube. Check it out, it's free.
Oh my
Um
gosh, I want so she's going to start in New York. I'm
yeah,
gonna
she
want to
said
look
she was
this up
gonna go to New
right now
York.
while I'm on here with you
Yeah.
because I will go and I'll
She's
support her if I can, or I'll send people to support her. Like
she's
she
posted
needs
on Instagram and Facebook about it. So
amazing.
yeah, and she's very excited but nervous about it, I think, which I like. You might as well have grown up in Toledo for as comfortable as you were there when you were here. It was, no big deal, even though I was navigating and I was like, okay, it's just down the road here. But Mary can tell you, I'm not a good navigator.
Yeah, because you have to keep
Uh,
Sheila on track. Like I'll be like, am I going straight here? I can't, and no, I can't go straight because going straight is kind of un me.
right. I'm
But
going clear.
like, am I still going? Yeah, can we just go forth this way? But then it's stupid to say that anyway because I'm ace. But anyway, like I'll be like, are we going here? Or are we going straight? Or we're turning? Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, keep going, or turn right, or turn right, something like that. I'm terrible because I'm
I got
talking.
lost on the way.
It's like
I
I'm
don't
just
do
over there yapping, in the passenger seat.
Again,
Because
what would we
Oh,
do without those phones?
oh my gosh.
honestly, right?
MapQuest, do you remember using? I would print out the MapQuest and like
Yes.
memorize the route as I went to, but then I'd have it right there on the dashboard because I get lost so easily. But I got lost going down to see Sheila this time, and I've been down there before, but it's
But
but I
it's
love the GPS for that.
but you know, going back to the days of the paper map where you'd stop at a gas station, pick up a paper map once you got into the state or like a welcome center or something like that. And then you had to figure out how far it is to that next road and you had to be watching like I don't know,
Yes,
has it been 100 miles yet? I don't
right.
know.
In 300 feet, please turn left. Thank you.
Like
Yeah, I shall.
all I have to do is let Siri do the work now. So
Yeah. I need Gordon Ramsay to be my voice though, because sometimes my GPS is like, what the fuck are you doing?
my
Rerouting. Rerouting.
my voice for my GPS used to be Mr. T,
Oh
which
my
was
God.
like
Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
hilarious.
it was like it's like, hey fool, turn right at the next intersection, you know. Don't give me no jibber jabber. Take the
That's
roundabout.
amazing.
My father hated that GPS so goddamn much
Which made you
because
love it more, right?
yes, because it was challenging his masculinity in the car. Like something else was asserting power over him, and I
That's
guess
really
is
funny.
was making his dick get smaller listening to Mr. T tell him where to
Oh,
turn right.
poor baby.
If anybody's wondering, fuck my dad. But yeah,
No, thank you.
actually, don't literally, but yeah,
Yeah, no, thank you.
yeah. That's the same motherfucker that turned me out in the street whenever he found out I was queer. So
Real
I I,
special.
I
Oh my
wish I
God.
could program all of his GPS devices and apps to be Mr. T or something like that.
Irreversibly.
Irreversibly. You're right. The rest of his whatever he's got left. Actually, honestly, he probably shouldn't be driving because he's almost 80 and he can't see for shit. Like there was one time I came home and we're talking about everything but music right now, and I get that, but like
Oh, we're good.
I came home from the club one night. This was early in my transition while I was still living there before I had come out to them. And I was looking fine. I had my hair all pinked out. I had my makeup on, my fuck me dress on. I had my boots going all the way up to my ass. And it was 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna even bother disassembling here in the car because they're in bed. I'm just gonna walk
Oh
in and go
no.
straight to my room. I got about I got to the hallway because there's a living room and then a hallway, and then all of a sudden I hear good evening, and I
Oh,
was like, the lights were off, so I didn't see anybody in there. And then I realized I'm standing 6 inches away from this man because he's sitting up waiting for one of my sisters to come home.
Oh my gosh.
And apparently she had been out all night. And I was just like, I'm okay. And I got to my room real fast, fully expecting him to come storming along behind me. The motherfucker is 6 feet away, 6 inches away from him. He did not see me. So I was like, "Oh, your eyesight is that bad?" Like, like I get
Wow.
that it was dark, but I'm pretty obvious when I'm dolled up. So I
Wow.
guess the mini skirt and the stiletto boots didn't give it away, huh? So that was how I almost got outed to my parents. And then later my driver's license came to the house and they were like, "Who's Sheila Chappelle?" And I'm like, "That's me." That's me. Oops.
oops.
Yeah,
Sorry, not sorry.
Oopsie.
right. I did all that right about time when I already had plans to move to Ohio and I had already put down the security deposit on the apartment and everything, signed the lease and everything. And I just had like a couple of weeks left to go. And then they found out that I was trans and they were like, "Well, we're kicking you out." I'm like, yeah, about that. Can you just give me 2 weeks? And they're like, okay, but you have to be out of two. No, I'm good. I'm good. I've already signed papers. Assholes.
I
But
still think
anyway,
it's fascinating that you're like, Toledo, Ohio. That's where I will go.
I didn't. Okay, so at the time, that was where my daughter was living with her mom. She lives close by here still. I didn't have all 6 kids at the time, so like it was shortly after moving to Toledo that I got my stepdaughter, and then my my daughter's best friend became my son. Let me adopt him as a son, and then my 3 oldest ones came along after that too. So like it's been great growing a family. Like I said,
It's
it was
so
real
great.
easy having them.
We had that conversation after my show this summer, and you were
Yeah, we
talking
did.
about how you feel this overwhelming sense of motherhood. Like that's
Hmm.
a huge piece of your existence, and how you know that that's part of your, um, your purpose here. And how awesome, because those are all people who needed that role, that person in that role in their life, and now they have it. I mean,
They
and
needed that, and
you
I needed them.
and you needed them. Yeah, it's like the classic, the classic situation of you don't get to choose your family, and sometimes you do. It's like your birth
Sometimes
family is only that. It's one piece of your family in your lifetime.
the ones you don't choose sometimes turn out to be the worst choice. Like the ones you're assigned at birth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not big on things I
Yeah.
was assigned at birth, to be honest. I mean, you know, just, they fucked it up really bad. Like I don't know who was in charge, but like I want to have a talk. Just be
Oh
like,
my
why,
God.
why?
I have a question. Have
Mhm.
you two seen the really awesome Netflix documentary? I think it's called Everybody. Is that what it is? It's about well, talks about like gender identity, but um uh it has three different. I'm gonna look it up. Um it's really fucking good. So it's essentially it starts by telling the story of this beautiful a young woman. She's blonde hair, blue eyed, stunning, just a Barbie, total Barbie, natural beauty. She was born um as a girl, like with a vagina, but she had testes inside her body.
Mhm.
And she has male chromosomes. What are male chromosomes? Is it XY or whatever?
I forget. Yeah,
I
something
forget.
like that.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she has male chromosomes, but she identifies as a woman. She was raised as a girl, and she looks very femme. She's a crazy ass athlete. Like there's certain things that are very like mask about her body. They removed her testes, by the way.
Mhm.
And she has she lived a very private life about this information. And then she decided that she wanted to represent people like her, which make up nearly 2%
Mhm.
um, of the population of the US at the very least. Is it
There's probably
hermaphrodite? Is
more.
hermaphrodite the proper word, or is it
That's
a
that's
different?
a little bit archaic. It's
Okay.
intersex now.
Yeah.
It's what is it?
Intersex.
Intersex. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. I learned so much in this documentary. I had no idea. You don't know what you don't know. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
right. No, yeah. I mean, everybody has to learn it along the way, and it's been such a uncovered, an unrepresented thing that people still don't know how to react to it. But like, yes, there are people out there who are intersex who have a
Yeah.
little bit of
Yes.
both. Like their coffee is equal parts sugar, creamer and sugar, It's
Yeah.
like it's it's
It
and
nearly
you wouldn't
2%
know.
of the
You can't
population,
look.
apparently, probably more.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
what they've
Well,
been
and
able to um identify. But so uh, she is one of the main three characters of this documentary. It's fascinating. She's a great main character, or like, yeah, main character of the story, because she does look like, aesthetically, like the most beautiful, young, pretty blonde thing you ever did see.
Mhm.
And then she just decides one day that she can't procreate, but she might have been able to procreate if someone hadn't decided to essentially perform genital mutilation, like mutilation
Right.
of her. That someone made that decision for her. And so she's
Right.
fighting for the rights of other children born this way, so they will have the opportunity to decide how they identify. Because now what we're discovering, of course, is that sometimes the doctor or the parents decide that this child is close enough to one or the other of the two quote unquote main genders. And
Right.
so then, and oh, somebody chose wrong, and little Rosie actually would rather be Ray. Like, it's it's so great. I think you both would love it, actually. I think
I'll have to
everybody
check that
would love
out.
it. I
Oh,
have like I have a pal. He's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. He's heterosexual male, retired military. To say we have different thoughts on so many topics would be an understatement of the century. But he is my brother. He calls me sister. I call him brother. We are connected humans. We feel very connected to each other as family, as chosen family. I've
Mhm.
gone through some tough times. He's been there for me. His family's gone through some tough times. I've been there for him. And his wife is also one of my best friends. And he and I have some great discussions. And I sent this documentary to him, and I was like, you need to watch this, And he's very open-minded in, lots of different topics. It's not that I think he's close-minded. It's more the fact that, once again, you don't know what you don't know.
Right. Right.
And yeah, I'm gonna find this so I can. It's real. Actually, I'll text it to you. Oh wait,
Yeah.
it's not there.
I'd
I
love
feel
to. I'd
like
love to check it out.
Yeah.
I feel like I had read once that one of the reasons they stopped doing the testing for the Olympics is because they were starting to find out that too many people were intersex and they didn't know.
Yes.
Like they would
Which.
be X, yeah, they'd be
Mhm.
XXY or XYY or something like that. So they'd be completely not the gender that their bodily parts showed that they were. So it's
Oh my gosh, Mary, that would make sense.
yeah, it's
That
such a
would
Well,
totally
scapegoat
make
thing.
sense.
there's so many decisions that are made for a child on, when they've just basically cleaned the goop off of them from being born.
Sorry.
It's like,
Mm.
like you're like, how are you supposed to make like the epidural hasn't worn off when they're making these decisions a lot of times, and it's like everybody
Point.
talks about, hey, are you for or against the mutilation of children, thinking that I'm talking about having sexual reassignment surgery, or like, no, I am against the mutilation of children, so stop circumcising your little boys.
Yes. I regret
Bingo.
that so much. I regret
Right.
that with everything in me.
Mary, everything would have told you to do that, though. Everything
Oh
would
Right.
have
yeah,
told
but
you. Just like, what? Of course you did it, because that's what you were told to do. And I don't know how old you were when you had your kids, but like, I
33.
I believe in vaccines, but my daughter
Hmm.
Hmm.
was, and I didn't know this, used as a guinea pig for a vaccine for chickenpox when she in 2005. And my instinct said, this is a new vaccine, and they pressured me into it. The doctor's office pressured me into it. I should have waited. Apparently it was
Hmm.
only 30% effective, and they used our children as guinea pigs. And I'm absolutely pro. I have no issues with vaccinations. It's not about that. It's
Right.
more the fact that the way they went about that, I was pressured into it. And societal norms, as we have learned, are sometimes absolute garbage. And it takes us
Right.
years to figure that out. It's just unfortunate that's how sometimes it goes down.
Because if they would
I'm
have
just really
asked
tired
baby
of,
Sheila about circumcision,
yeah,
I'd have been like, yeah, okay, and just go ahead and take the rest while you're at it.
Aw,
But
yeah,
I'm just,
right.
I'm so tired of like finding out that I live in a place where we do everything the wrong way. Like seriously, we're the greatest place, but we do everything the fucking opposite of the entire rest of the world.
Mhm.
Oh, let's cut part of your son's peener off just
Yeah.
because. You know, let's fuck's sake.
because God
Let's
wants it
put
that way.
artificial dye in all of your food and pickle you and give you just Alzheimer's and all this other bullshit because we are better than everybody else, but we can't even measure a meter.
Mhm.
What the
They've
fuck?
pickled you so much that you're salty.
I am salty.
I love it.
Ever since it's because of TikTok, but now I'm educating myself and I get so much more angry with every woman's story I tell because I'm just
Mhm.
like, it's the same. Sorry. See, I'm doing it again. Go on, Sheila. We're talking about me.
No, no, this is good discussion stuff. This is important and good discussion stuff. I just sent you the link, Sheila, and you can send it to Mary and the rest of the Hurricane Girls. It's
I will do.
my only concern is that you guys don't have access to it on Netflix because it might have been banned or something weird.
I'll put
It wouldn't be
my
surprising.
little pirate hat on.
Yeah,
Yo ho and a bottle
bingo.
of rum.
Ahoy.
Yeah.
Ahoy, darling.
That's how I watch my Disney content now. Listen, you're gonna stop, you're gonna yank people off the air because Trumpy Dumpy doesn't like them anymore. Fine, I'll yank my subscription to your service, but I'll still watch your shit.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
I I I'll leave it after this, but like I think that movie should be shown in school. I think every single person who can watch it should watch it. It's informative, and I promise you,
Did
very
you
few
send it?
people have a clue
Did you text
about.
it to me or email it to
I
me?
emailed it to you, darling. Yeah.
There you
Um,
are.
yeah. So, and this young woman who kind of decided she would be the poster child for it, worked in politics, and she says, I've ran campaigns for significant politicians, and I've been flirted with every old man. She's
What
like,
is
I can't wait for them all to know that I once had balls.
what is the name what is the name of the movie? What
Everybody, every
Everybody. Okay.
and body.
It's not available on Netflix in the US, but
Interesting.
everybody, y'all go and find a way to see
Yes.
it.
I wonder if I
Yeah.
can. I'll have to see if my VPN will work.
And the young woman who, um, everybody, I'm gonna even share her Instagram because everybody, it's like Alyssa. Do, do, do. Mm, mm, mm.
I'm just picturing you, Mary, if you had been there to listen to Hold Back the River live.
Uh,
There'll be
Because
more
you know,
times, Mary.
I
yeah.
cried on Thursday. I don't know. I didn't mean to, like I was sitting there and she started singing and that song hit just right and I'm just like I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry and then that teardrop just fell. I'm like shit. It's
But
all done.
that's what every musician lives for, I think,
Ah,
is to have something hit so hard
yeah.
that people are moved to tears.
Well,
Well, that there's an impact.
Hmm.
yeah, but damn it, I wore
I cry
makeup.
when I write. Like I cry
Oh my
good tears,
gosh.
bad tears. It's okay, Mary. I cry good tears, bad tears, happy, sad, all and everything in between. But like if I'm not moved, fully emotionally moved by a piece of music that I'm writing, it doesn't get finished. So,
And that seems to me to be the point. Like
well, to me it is.
if you're not saying if it's not saying what you want it to say, then what the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing it for? You know?
Yeah. That's how I feel. Yeah. I know like there's a lot of people who sit in cubicles and write music in cubicles in Nashville and other places and enjoy their lives and have their own version of success with that, and all the more power to them. That is not how I want to spend my days.
Our
That's all I got.
executive producer just texted me that this title, this Everybody, is available on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, and Fandango. So there are
Thank
options.
you,
There's just
Alia.
none of them for free, unless of course yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Um,
Could it be
yes.
mead, please? No rum, just mead.
I'll take it. I'll take if I was still drinking, that rosé at the attic would have been my choice. But yeah.
It's yeah, I am so excited for our next conversation once you all have seen that, because wow.
Yes.
It's yay. Yay, I love that I got to share that with people who have microphones and great opinions and get excited about things. I just love that.
I'm gonna let Jamin at the library know that you want to come back and that he should reach out to you.
Oh, please request me. I would love that so much. They might have some weird
I
rule that they can't book people back
I
to
don't
back
know.
years, but can't they make an exception, because I just love it there. I
I'm on
love
a first
everything
name
about it.
basis with Kathy and Jamin there, so like they're always like, "Oh yeah, you're the girl who posts on our Facebook that you've already talked to the people that are coming in," and I'm like, "Yes, yes, I am," because
That is me.
I like meeting musicians who like not even just a fangirl sort of thing. I just like meeting indie musicians and getting to feel their vibe because they are out there doing it for the love.
Hmm.
And you in particular do it for the love. It's because if you didn't sing, if you were tomorrow to have something happen to your voice where you couldn't come out, your fucking walls would start singing. Like everything around you would erupt into song if you couldn't. I feel that from you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I want that shine to be there, I want that. I want it to seep out of my pores.
Yeah. And it does. It truly
Well,
does.
I will say that's one of the great things about, I want to say getting older, but it is getting older. Like feeling with each passing day, month, year, this comfort I have in my skin is, I think I speak for a lot of women. Possibly both of you will agree with this, but there's an opportunity for more growth. If we so choose, we never stop growing and evolving and learning more about ourselves and getting braver and becoming more useful on this planet, and becoming better allies to great people. And I feel like it's endless, it's infinity, it's we could just always keep growing and evolving.
It is. And as my daughter in the comments right now just said, becoming more secure in yourself is the best part of growing up and maturing.
I love that. I'm sure you two are probably, now Sheila, your story might be a little bit different because we've talked about this, but um I'm curious, Mary, and yeah, so Sheila's yours might be the same or a slightly different version, but modesty as a young woman growing up, a young girl, it was all modesty. So I was expected
Mhm.
to
Hmm.
sing pretty for everybody, put on a good show, and be great, but don't think you're great, because then
Mhm.
you're full of yourself.
Hmm.
Somebody
That's
else
not
always has
acceptable.
it worse. It's not as bad
Yes,
as you're making it out to be. Somebody else always has it worse. I was never
yes,
allowed to feel my emotions because somebody else was feeling it worse.
oh yes, oh, gotcha, of
And I mean,
course.
even
No,
like
that
right
makes
now,
people
I'm sitting here with my
uncomfortable.
legs crossed. I'm sitting here with my legs crossed even.
Wow. Yeah, wow. It's there's a conditioning that happens early on, and then what we
Hmm.
don't realize what that did, because now we start talking about it. This is where the internet's great, where we all come together. We're like, oh gosh, that was you too, and that doesn't work for you either.
Hmm.
But like that whole modesty thing really was keeping an entire population, I want to say of young women, because that was my experience, um, but of children, uh, keeping their self-esteem so fucking low
Hmm.
that um, they grew up to be low self-esteem adults, and then they made choices and hung out with people who made their, helped feed that low self-esteem to kind of keep
Mhm.
it that way,
Mhm.
um there's this really amazing Canadian artist. His name's Andrew Hyatt, and I know about him because he was the roommate of my friend Kelly, who I stayed with in Nashville when I was making my record in September of last year. And I never even listened to Andrew's music. I knew he was a talented guy, whatever. He just released an EP, and he has a song called Scraps, and I listened to it at the end of June while I was on tour out west. It had just come out, and it stopped me in my tracks like I don't think another song has in I don't remember when. And you know, I wish I could tell you the lyrics verbatim, but it's essentially refers to himself as the dog getting scraps from your table, like you gave me enough, um so I wasn't, I was hungry but not starving, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then I retaliated, and then you told me to be grateful. Well, what would you expect from a dog eating scraps at your table? And it is chilling.
That's something
It
else.
is
Is that
really, it's
out
a really
there?
powerful song. Andrew Hyde is his name, and he's Canadian.
HYDE?
Yeah,
Is it HYD?
Hyatt, I think. Andrew.
Okay.
Like the hotel. I
Yeah.
And he has a bunch of great songs, but that one to me was like it
Mhm.
summed up for me a self-esteem thing that I've struggled with my whole life, and I finally feel I might be on the cusp of real change.
I love that for
I want to
you.
be
Thank you.
And I
I'm
was
so excited for 20-year-old Emily and 12-year-old Emily and 8-year-old Emily.
yes.
I'm
Yes.
excited for
To
those
finally get their
versions of
day.
me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel that deep in my bones. Is 18-year-old Sheila didn't get to live like 18-year-old Sheila should have.
Oh, girl.
25-year-old Sheila didn't get to do it, but I'll be goddamned if 49-year-old Sheila isn't gonna make up for lost time.
Yeah.
My parents always taught me, they're like, pride cometh before a fall. And I'm like, right, because pride's in the summer. So, like, yes. So I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna like I love the fact that I hate that it took so long. You know, I hate
Yeah.
that it took so long because we were always taught that Jesus, JOY, Jesus first, yourself last, and others in the middle. So you came dead last at everything. But like I hate the fact that I did not get to blossom and shine the way that I should have. But I'm also glad that on the back end, I've I've transitioned at a time before I'm too old to be a pretty young thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can go out to the club and be a stunner. I
Yeah.
can turn heads and do that. And even if it's just for a few years, I'm almost 50. Even if
Girl,
it's
nobody thinks you're almost 50.
I mean,
Nobody
true,
thinks that.
except for
I
Mary, who's like grandma.
Grandmas are hot.
That's
I'm
right.
older than you are, so I think I'm allowed.
Well,
Yes.
Mary, there you go. You're in the same category then,
Oh
because
yeah.
She's a
it's
she's a
like,
she's
Yeah,
a
but I'm
cutie
not there
pie
yet.
too.
I'm not there yet.
She's a
Not
cutie
yet.
patootie. Don't let her be all modest and shit. Yeah,
No,
like
my
her.
it's I don't
my.
think it's
Go
Go, Mary.
ahead.
it's not modest. I was just gonna say it's not modesty. And I'm sitting here like, God, I hope I get there. It sounds so amazing. I hope I get there. And I'm not,
Oh,
you're
you're
making
You
me cry
will.
again, God damn it.
You're on
yeah.
your
You're
way.
gonna get there. You're gonna get there. I mean, you're on your road right now. Like, not only
Mm.
are you gonna get there, but you're like already doing the thing to get there. Do you know what I mean?
When
Because
the
only you know what the thing is for you.
when the papers are signed and you walk out of that courtroom and you walk into the door of your start over place and you look around and you're like, hey, you know what I love about this place? It doesn't come with an asshole installed.
It would be better. It would be better if I didn't have to keep paying for that though,
Listen,
because I make
you
more.
know, I hear that. But there's something to be said for the dividends of being without certain people in your life.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, by that time, I'll be certified, so I can teach ESL online. That's what I'm
You're
living
gonna
for
rock
right now.
this out, Mary.
I know it's just scary because I don't have
It's
anybody
scary
around.
and it sounds complicated as hell, Mary, but I'm so excited for you. Holy wow. I'm so
Well,
excited for you.
you're partially responsible for it. So
Should I start
so
Emily,
sending
if this falls
checks?
apart, if this falls apart,
this is sort of a point of pride for me,
No.
Emily, of being a part of so many people's divorces. Like, I'm like, yes, I'm putting my name on that bitch too. Like, I have a woman who reliably every year sends me a message on Facebook Messenger because like 4 years ago, I forwarded screenshots of her husband texting me to her. And I was like, hey, by the way, in case you're wondering, here's what your husband's up to. She texts me every year on their divorce date
Oh my
to say
gosh.
to say thank you for her new life. And
Oh,
I'm like, I
wow.
love that.
That is a sisterhood moment of sisterhood moments.
Going back in my life when I was a pastor and everything, I'd have been like, no, divorce is wrong. You should stay with him and all that stuff. Now I'm breaking up marriages left and right. I love it. Fuck it.
You know, living the truth is living the truth.
Mm,
And it doesn't I still have residual crap from my first marriage that some days haunts me in a really real way. I can't say I've completely found a way to leave it in the past. What I do know is that, I mean, I did not choose that divorce, but that was the right decision. That was the right
mm,
decision. And all of even the painful stuff that still creeps in from time to time now, it's still worth it. It's
right.
still worth it. I have
Yeah.
no regrets. I look at the whole thing. And I guess the other piece of it is I don't have regrets of the person I was who found herself in that position either.
Right.
Because the truth is, it was a different time and we have different needs and priorities when we partner with these people. And it doesn't mean that person was that person that they are now then. And maybe there was pieces, but like everybody evolves, you know. And if you don't, that's pretty scary. But
For
um
real.
it's there's a real gift here, Mary. I'm so excited for you.
And Mary,
Are you going
you
to
know,
start a newsletter so to keep me totally updated, because I really want to know what's going on.
I'll share your email address with her. Mary, you know why divorces cost so much, right?
because they're worth it.
Because they're fucking worth it. Yes.
It's
Yeah. Well,
just money.
this is my
It's just money.
third, but this is the only one with kids.
Yeah,
Mm,
So
you
that
got
part's
this.
destroying me.
it's different.
That
That's a
part's
You got
different
this.
thing.
destroying me.
It's, it's, well, then, I mean, if you've been divorced before, then you do know it is just money. It's just money.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
Fuck. I've had
But
it.
like
I've
with
not
those,
have it.
but it was so
Pardon?
easy. The first one, it was easy with the first one. The first one left me and moved to Portugal to be the webmaster on a porn site. And then, yeah,
Great
I
story.
wasn't left
That's a
for
great
a
story.
woman. I was left for an entire internet of women. So yeah, he was the webmaster on a porn site in Portugal because everything was legal there. And then my second husband was easy to let go because he admitted to something that you shouldn't do to a horse. So, so, if, and yeah,
Like, I
people
don't
try
think
to
we
call
can be
me,
married anymore.
people try to call me mare. I am not a horse. And that is doubly true after
no,
that.
oh my God.
I don't like
We,
being called mare.
we need to have a follow-up conversation about this at some point. Because I'm hearing new tea tonight. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I have a nickname for him.
I,
It's the horse, and then
Wow, this is amazing.
that's crazy. But yeah,
Okay, yeah, so for sure none of those compare to your divorce now. That's 100% chance
right,
that this
right.
is
those are
very
at least funny.
different.
those are funny. Those are a good story to tell. And maybe, yeah, we'll see. We'll get there.
Yes, we will. Speaking of getting
Yeah.
there, we've gotten to the end of our show here tonight.
Really?
I know it's
Oh,
really hard to imagine because it's just so. Gosh, I'm like I don't know. Like I said, we sat at the pub and talked for hours. So I think we went home at midnight that night, and it was like because you literally had to get up and go the next morning. But
I
yeah,
did. Yeah.
it was so much fun, and tonight was fun too. But we always leave with our final thoughts for the night. Let's start with you, Emily. Tell us where we can find you and all of that good stuff. And what's your final thoughts going out for the night?
Well, I have a website, themisassembly.com, and then I am on Instagram at themisassembly, Facebook, themisassembly music. I what are my thoughts? Gosh, I'm gonna say thank you so much for having me on the show. And I'm going to say this what we do right here in these conversations is so special and so important because it sends an energy out to the universe and anybody listening, and that's good energy. That's good energy. That is community, and it is there's a sense of taking back a power that maybe women before us didn't have, and I recognize that and I honor that, and I don't take that role lightly of the beautiful gift that we have, with the ability to speak to each other in different places and share our thoughts and send some good love and light out to the world.
I
Thank you.
agree. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming back. It's always a pleasure. However we speak, it's always a pleasure. Mary, your final thoughts for tonight? I know you've got them.
I actually didn't write anything down this time. I wrote down that song that Emily told us about, and I was just doing little doodles because I was getting emotional, and it was easier to do the doodles than to let that go. So hopefully I get to the point. Um, I've thought for a long time how particularly to say thank you. And there are no words for that. Um, but if it hadn't been for Sheila happening upon my salty historian shit and then inviting me on the show and then inviting you on the show and then everything just snowballing from there, it would have been the rest of my life. And I don't know how to say what I'm feeling. I just know that whether you ever understand just to the extent it is, you're an incredibly significant part of my life because I'm finally me, and you helped get that ball rolling.
Wow. Congratulations, Mary. You're awesome.
Trying to make you cry.
No, it's so great.
Um,
It's so great. I'm honored. I'm honored to know you folks, and I'm very so excited for you, Mary. I'm so excited for you.
It's probably better that I got to do this on here instead of in.
we'll have to revisit this in a visit next year so we can see where she's at.
Yay.
Yeah.
Not so teary-eyed.
That's fine. It's good. They're good tears. They're cleansing. We'll call them cleansing.
Yes, they are. Well, for me, of course, I can always get the pleasure of the last final thought to being the host and all that, but I think and I really do miss the other hurricanes who couldn't be here tonight for whatever reason or another. Um, there is always an empty part to my week if I don't see one or the other of them. I'm always like wanting to catch up with them and be like, hey, I couldn't be I see you couldn't be on the show. I miss y'all when you're not here. But Mary has been around a lot here. Is we've seen each other last week. We went to see a show together. We had
But I still
um,
suck at answering texts.
you do. Yes, no doubt about that. But just, having dinner with her and having dinner with the band and just sitting there, we got to meet another set of great musicians, and then just having the opportunity to talk to women like yourself, Emily, and like I didn't know you before I sent that email out. I knew that I had listened to a few tracks on Spotify. I had checked out a couple of your videos. I'm like, yes, absolutely. I want to get to know this person more, but then to get to know you, not just on a podcast level, but then also get to see you do your work, see you shine, and see you just absolutely inhabit the role you were born to inhabit. And then getting to hang out after the show and just becoming friends on a deeper level. There's nothing better than that. And if the 51 episodes of Hurricane Girls have given me nothing else, it's given me outreach with the women in the world around me. It's given me connections um, with people that we're simpatico together. We share so many things. It's not even about, the views. It's not even about really the business. It's about human beings connecting with each other. And I've been so grateful. And I have not shut up about you. Um, since then, I'm like, hey, here's the pictures of us hanging out last night. She's so awesome and she's so great. Sharing, videos of the live songs and stuff like that, but just actually getting to know you and who you are and the person that you are is an honor. And I am glad that I get to call you friend. And I'm so happy you came back tonight.
The honor is all mine, and thank you so much for having me back. And what a privilege it is to know you both and share such an awesome evening of space with you both. Awesome.
I appreciate it. And that being said, we're going to wrap things up for tonight. Next week, Miss Andrea from TikTok will be joining us. We're going to be talking about men next week, and probably not in a great way. So if you got any men that need to have their asses kicked, send them our way next week. If you're here still watching and you haven't hit the subscribe and like button, please do that. If you're on Spotify or Apple, share this podcast out with other people, other friends. We'd like for our circle of friends to become even bigger. And we'd just like to get that connection out to the world. But for tonight, we're gonna close out with the song that started it all for you, Mary. We're gonna go out with the whole Back the River video, and for Hurricane Emily, Hurricane Mary, I am Hurricane Sheila Chappelle, America's ex-girlfriend, Category 5 Hurricane Girl, saying chin up, tits out, ladies. Good night.
Love, love, rescue me. Hold back the river and part the sea. 'Cause I know change is the devil's breed. Hold back the river and part the sea. Wind, blow, go and spread that seed. Hold back the river and part the sea. Because I know the shore is a place for me. Hold back the river and part the sea. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea. I said hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. hold back the river and part the sea. Faith, love, hope, and charity, hold back the river and part the sea. You gotta give if you want to receive. Hold back the river and part the sea. Trust though it's hard to believe. Hold back the river and part the sea. You close one door to find out where the other may lead. Hold back the river and part the sea. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea. I said, hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea. Hold back the river. Hold back the river. Oh, hold back the river. Hold back the river. Sometimes you gotta trust what you cannot see. Hold back the river and part the sea.